Hi, Jim Pope here, and I'm going to be walking around my Lykamobile, explaining some of the changes that I've made and things that I've added, and sort of a follow-up to a lot of the things that I've done to it. Uh, First thing that I did was during the basics assembly was that I went and changed out all the crown nuts for chrome and stainless steel. Throughout the entire build, wherever possible, I took out the black and made it stainless steel. I've added a bracket that for my headlamps, and also found on eBay a unit that is for the mirror to look at the sight glass. On the sight glass, I've added a small lamp to allow for changing the contrast to be able to maybe see it better. In the cockpit area, I added a secondary dashboard full of stuff that was never there, but all this is on my blog, by the way. Have an electronic package that I created that gave me fuel, water, and also a speedometer, control over lamps, control over the ignition versus accessories, and also gave me a burner disable switch, which allows me to kill the burner in the event that something goes wrong or whatever. I also have mounted a carriage bell, an electric horn, and then this button here is a bypass for the burner cutout. If you step on it, your burner will still keep going when you're going up a hill, even though the water level in the sight glass might indicate that you're low. So as long as you know that you're good, stepping on that bypasses. I had a reproduction Lykamobile of America 4.5-inch gauge built. The originals, of course, were only 2 inches, and have that done. I modified some of the pedal positioning in order to make that work a little better. I've added rubber mat with diamond pattern and a lot of brass to hold it in place so that I can lift up this panel in order to get at things underneath, and actually the whole thing's removable. In the engine compartment, I added a metal bar here, a flat plate that the cylinder drain bracket and everything is attached to, rather than the wood floor, so that if I take off this handle, I can pull the wood floor totally out of the way. I've taken, and after burning myself quite a bit, I have wrapped all of the steam source to basically try to keep the temperature down. Also, because I was concerned about my electronics package here and the one across the way, so that we don't have excess heat affecting things. I replaced the original oil pumps with Foster 4-inch reproductions purchased from John Rex Engineering in the UK. The engine is pretty much built exactly as expected, with the exception of the oil pumps. And I've added a small Lykamobile unit with a manifold with individual lines going for a drip oiling system as well. This is an electronic package that basically has some relay control for the lights. And of course, light connecting panels. In using the Foster lubricators, I had to change out made the bracket changed a little bit to bend, and then I had to replace the output pipe in order to have it fit correctly. But otherwise, and other than drilling a couple of holes for mounting them, the original brackets worked just fine. In my system, as if you read my blog, you will see that there is, I talk about using an electronic valve in order to control the feed water back into the boiler. I have the ability to disable that, but this is wrapped with some insulation just to keep it from being overheated, being so close to the engine. And the other thing that I did was I got rid of the magnetic catches and put in some screw downs for holding the front panel. So here's another look at the dashboard. The dashboard is removable, 4 bolts, and it comes off. The electronic package can be bypassed with a little plug that goes in the cable. The cable can be snaked back down underneath. So this can go back to a fairly original look. I've added side mounting locations and things for side lights. I picked up a Ford bracket and lamp for license plates, and added a license plate. I've went forward in time and picked up a pair of Model A taillights so that I can be street legal and still look pretty good. Inside the engine or the burner compartment, I have added an excessive amount of insulation wrapped around the flame shield in order to try to keep the ambient heat down. Others have said that the inverter might be getting overheated, so I was concerned about that. My original inverter came in and was dead on arrival, so I picked up an alternative unit with a little more power capability with the exact same footprint by looking at, shopping on eBay. It cost me $50. And originally I didn't have a water pump. I got shorted that in the confusion over at the filling out all of our orders. So I ordered a water pump from John Rex Engineering. It's an exact fit. So it's the 3/4 inch ram, and again, mostly made for a traction engine. There's another bit of a look from the side of how things went in. If you read my blog, you'll see that when I mounted the burner, I put in an additional bracket, so there are 2 places where the burner is tied to the flange, as opposed to leaving it originally 1. In the sight glass environment, with the new sight glass backs, have the electronic sensor, the one that I designed and is being distributed by Steam Traction World. Here's the look. I've painted the back of it with rubberized paint in order to secure it and to keep it from being affected. It's been working very well. In here you can see that I've also wrapped the boiler and even outside of the additional shielding that was provided, the cladding, I've added additional cladding of my own again, in the interest of keeping the heat down and keeping it contained inside the heat shield in the boiler. We'll see whether or not that's more effective or not. So that's about it. I will be putting things back together, finishing up the back panel, and just remounting. We'll take some runs around the neighborhood, and we should. We've had I put about 20 miles on it so far, and then tore it apart because I had some flame leak around the boiler, which is why I used the shield. So anyway, I hope that you found this entertaining, and that I look forward to showing this thing in action in the near future.